For centuries, people around the world have been eating this green, finger-shaped food. Your grandmother probably cooked it. Restaurants serve it daily. But here's the shocking truth. Almost everyone has been wrong about what okra actually is. Is it a fruit? Is it a vegetable? Today, we're about to solve this mystery once and for all. And trust me, the answer will completely change how you look at your dinner plate. Before we reveal the truth, let's first understand what we're dealing with. Okra, scientifically known as Abelmoschus esculentus, goes by many names around the world. In the southern United States, it's simply called okra. In many parts of the world, it's known as lady's fingers because of its long, slender shape. In the Middle East, it's called bamia, and in the Philippines, people call it okra or gumbo. This incredible plant belongs to the mallow family, the same family as cotton and hibiscus. Yes, you heard that right. Okra is related to the beautiful hibiscus flowers you might have in your garden. The plant itself can grow up to 6 feet tall, with beautiful yellow flowers that bloom before the okra pods appear. Okra has been cultivated for thousands of years, with its origins tracing back to Ethiopia and the surrounding regions of Northeast Africa. From there, it spread to the Middle East, India, and eventually to the Americas through the slave trade. Today, India is the world's largest producer of okra, followed by Nigeria and Sudan. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. The great debate. Is okra a fruit or a vegetable? Walk into any kitchen, and most people will confidently tell you it's a vegetable. After all, we cook it in savory dishes. We add it to stews and curries. We fry it as side dish. Vegetables are what you eat before dessert, right? But here's where things get interesting. What if I told you that the way we use something in the kitchen has absolutely nothing to do with what it actually is? The culinary world and the scientific world have very different definitions. And this is where the confusion begins. In the culinary world, vegetables are generally considered to be any edible part of a plant that is savory rather than sweet. This includes leaves like lettuce, stems like celery, roots like carrots, and yes, even some fruits when they're used in savory dishes. But science doesn't care about how something tastes or how we cook it. Science cares about one thing and one thing only: botany. And botany has a very specific definition of what makes something a fruit. In botanical terms, a fruit is the mature ovary of a flowering plant, typically containing seeds. Let me repeat that because it's crucial. A fruit is the mature ovary of a flowering plant that contains seeds. That's it. That's the definition. It doesn't matter if it's sweet like a strawberry or savory like a tomato. If it develops from a flower and contains seeds, it is, by scientific definition, a fruit. Now let's look at okra. When an okra plant flowers, those beautiful yellow blooms are pollinated. After pollination, the flower's ovary begins to develop and grow. Over the next few days, this ovary enlarges and matures into what we recognize as an okra pod. And if you cut open that pod, what do you find? Seeds. Lots and lots of seeds. This means that scientifically, botanically, and without any room for debate, okra is a fruit. Yes, you heard that correctly. The okra that you've been eating your whole life, the one your grandmother fried up in a pan, the one you add to your gumbo, is a fruit. But wait, it gets even more interesting. Okra isn't just any fruit. It's classified as a capsule fruit, which is a type of dry fruit that splits open when mature to release its seeds. This puts okra in the same category as cotton bolls and hibiscus seed pods. But okra isn't alone in this identity crisis. In fact, many of the foods we call vegetables are actually fruits in disguise. Let's go through some of the most common ones. Tomatoes, the most famous example. In 1893, the United States Supreme Court actually ruled that tomatoes should be classified as vegetables for trade purposes. But scientifically, they're fruits. They develop from flowers and contain seeds. Cucumbers. Yes, those cool, refreshing cucumbers in your salad? Phui! They develop from a flower of the cucumber plant and are filled with seeds. Bell peppers. Red, green, yellow, orange, all fruits. Every single one of them develops from a flower and contains seeds. Eggplants. Despite being called an eggplant and being used in countless savory dishes around the world, eggplants are botanical fruits. Zucchini and squash. Phui! Pumpkins? Also fruits. Green beans? You guessed it, fruits. The list goes on and on. In fact, the only true vegetables are the parts of plants that don't involve the reproductive cycle. This includes roots like carrots and beets, stems like celery and asparagus, and leaves like spinach and lettuce. Everything else that contains seeds? Fruit. One of the most common complaints about okra is its slimy texture. But don't let that stop you from enjoying this nutritious fruit. There are several cooking methods that can reduce or even eliminate the slime. High-heat cooking methods like grilling, roasting, or frying at high temperatures can help break down the mucilage. When you grill okra, the high heat caramelizes the outside and creates a delicious char while reducing the slimy texture inside. Another trick is to cook okra with acidic ingredients. Adding tomatoes, lemon juice, or vinegar to your okra dish can help cut through the slime. This is why okra works so well in tomato-based stews and curries. You can also try cooking okra whole without cutting it. When you cut okra, you release more of the mucilage. Cooking it whole keeps most of that slime contained. For those who love Southern American cuisine, fried okra is a classic. Coating okra in cornmeal and frying it creates a crispy exterior that completely masks any sliminess. The result is a crunchy, flavorful treat that even okra skeptics love. In Indian cuisine, okra is often cooked with spices like turmeric, cumin, and coriander. The dry frying method used in dishes like bhindi masala helps reduce the slime while infusing the okra with incredible flavors. And in Middle Eastern cuisine, okra is commonly added to meat stews where it cooks slowly and absorbs all the delicious flavors while helping to thicken the sauce naturally. So there you have it. The mystery is finally solved. Okra is scientifically and botanically a fruit. It develops from a flower, it contains seeds, and it meets every single criterion that defines a fruit in the plant kingdom. But does this mean we should stop calling it a vegetable in the kitchen? Absolutely not. The culinary world and the scientific world have always had different definitions, and that's perfectly okay. You can call it whatever you want when you're cooking. Just know that when a botanist looks at your plate, they see a fruit. What we should all agree on is that okra, fruit or vegetable, is an incredibly nutritious food that deserves a place in our diets. It's low in calories, high in fiber, packed with vitamins and minerals, and has potential health benefits ranging from blood sugar control to digestive health. If you learned something new today, hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating food facts. And let us know in the comments what other foods have been confusing you. We might just solve that mystery next. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and most importantly, keep eating your fruits, even the ones that look like vegetables.